So we've got some pretty big transfer news to talk about in today's episode, and we start our Euro Cup 2 campaign against Besiktas. Let's get into it. Yes, don't worry, we're going to talk about it in a minute. But welcome on in to the LNM Sports YouTube channel, here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button for more Football Manager content, Monday to Friday at 11 AM. Yeah, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that big thing over there that says Stilianos Kokavas is playing for Rangers now. And that's the big transfer news I was talking about. Rangers have signed him from us for £25.5 million. I don't know what to say about it. We signed Stilianos Kokavas from Bochum for £180,000 at the start of, three seasons ago? Yeah, so he played a couple of games for us, but 3 seasons ago he signed for us £180,000. He was very, very solid his first 2 years. To be honest, his third year he was solid as well. But £25 million for that player, I think is a good deal we're getting. I know he's going to an in-division rival against Rangers, which is very, very frustrating. But I think we did pretty well to get that amount of money for him. You can see he's only worth £19 million playing for Rangers at the moment. And though he's really, really well-rounded, I feel as if he could improve that. He's a 3.5-star player. And I feel as if he could do slightly better. You can see our scout summary of him at the moment saying he's only 58%. It suggests that we should get him. Which I know that takes into account the amount of money it costs and stuff, but he was well-rounded, but he wasn't particularly amazing. And though he did play well for us, he perhaps wasn't exactly the type of player that we're looking to get at left-back. And though I'm disappointed we're going to be losing him, we did sign him for very cheap when we sold him for £25 million, and that certainly helps the bank balance. Now, the player we were actually trying to sell was Bjorn Hardley, and I'm going to have to quickly jump onto him and change. It says he's surplus to requirements at the moment, because we were trying to sell Bjorn Hardley and keep Kokavas, because Bjorn Hardley was getting some offers, but no one was offering as much as I was wanting for him. I was wanting about £20 million for him, and they weren't offering that. Kokavas got offered a £25 million, so I accepted that instead, and it means Bjorn Hardley can go and play left back for us, because he kind of lost his spot at centre back. You remember in previous seasons he'd been our main centre back alongside Hamilton typically, but he's kind of lost his space to Anderson and Chara in recent times, so I might shove him out slightly further to play left back. You can see he's not played there yet, because the signs have only really just happened. And we'll see how he does out there. If we need to sell him, we can bring in someone else. But you see, we had a lot of defenders, and losing Kokavas, though it's disappointing, we can move Hardly out there to cover. That's my excuse anyway. Please believe me. For all you who love Kokavas, I'm sorry, but he's away now, playing for Rangers, and Bjorn Hardley is going to be our new left back. Another name who some of you might know is Josh O'Connor. Remember, he signed for us quite a while back from Hibs for £475,000. Didn't really play a lot for us. Went out on loan to Dundee United, had a good season, played a little bit for us last year, mainly off the bench, scoring 5 goals. We've sold him to Premier Division Fulham for £3.8 million, hence his value is now £11 million, because the value always goes up when they start playing in the Premier League. He was a fairly decent player, but we've got lots of attacking options, and to get £3 million for a player who basically was a reserves player now is not bad at all. I'm very surprised he's went to Fulham in the Premier Division. He's not played since he's went there. I don't know if there has been games since he was signed, but yeah, I don't think he was going to do much down there, to be honest. Happy to get £3.8 million for him. And one more player who we just missed on our transfer special, he was so just after, is Darren Burke. He's left to join Leeds for £7 million, which is not bad, I don't think. We signed him for Blackburn for £675,000. He played 10 times for us that first season, then was out on loan to St Mirren in the second half of the season, played 5 games. Played at Hamilton last year where he played well, qualifying for the Europa League with them, remember, playing 24 times. We sold him to Leeds in the Championship for £7 million. He's played 7 times for them, 6 starts, 1 off the bench. He's worth £3.5 million. I'll be honest, I think we got a pretty good deal for Darren Burke. And happy to see him playing well at Leeds anyway. But we've got a lot better options, I think, on that left-hand side, including Booker. I know he's only here on loan, and someone like Pepe Ortiz who can develop in the future. So I'm fairly happy with our left-hand side now, and Darren Burke is away. So £7 million for him, more than happy. That leaves the finances looking nice. They've got £80 million in the bank at the moment. A transfer budget of 44 million. I'll be honest, not really looking to spend that. We'll see what happens in January if we need it. We are now classed as a rich club, as you can see up there, and are currently spending £272,000 a week on wages, and we've got a wage budget of nearly 700,000. So we're not spending anywhere near what we're allowed to spend, but we've made a lot of money for the club at the moment. And we've played 2 games since we last met. We played obviously Maccabi Haifa in the last episode around that Hibs game as well. We got 2 wins against the Israeli team in the draw against Hibs. We then did lose to Dundee United, which is disappointing because they're below us in the league. But we did beat St Mirren 1-0 after that, which leaves us in a good position for the game against Besiktas today. That's hard to say. And then Aberdeen at the end of the episode, the double header today. That's what we're going to do. And let's show you the team now. We've had a few of those sales and things like that. What the team's looking like going into this game against Besiktas, which is, as you can see from up there, right now the game's about to kick off. So here is the team that we're going to go with for our first game in the Euro Cup 2 group stage against Besiktas. Ryan Morris in goal, Magallanes at right back, Hamilton and Anderson at centre back, Hardley on the left hand side, Velasquez and Ludovic in the middle with Hamill just in front, Lambert on the right hand side, Bookert on the left, and Alan Graham, who's already got 5 goals this season, up front as the complete forward, which he's been playing as in the last few games. Let's get into it. And the teams step out of the tunnel at Rugby Park, ready for this night of European football. First highlight of the game, and it's for us. Lambert swings it in, and the ball was nearly headed, but it's cleared away eventually by Besiktas. And here they come on the break. Bundu with it over to Cherny. Can a goalkeeper save it? He cannot. That's a poor attempt at a save from Ryan Morris. And Cherny has scored a goal, the first attempt of the game for Besiktas, and they score it, going up 1-0. It was headed away by Velasquez straight to Bundy. No one tracked Cherny on the left-hand side. He came forward with the ball and struck it across the goalkeeper, and Morris really should be trying to make a better save than that, but unfortunately he does not, and it's 1-0 Besiktas. A disappointing start, but there is a highlight, it looks like here. Ludovic with it to Hardley, and maybe he'll go down the left-hand side. He does indeed. Will he cut the ball back, or will he swing the ball in the box? He comes into the box, swings it over, it's headed away, and Bundu comes away with the ball on the right hand side for Besiktas here. Ludovic wins it off him into Bookert, finds Velasquez and Anderson, and do the recycle the play we will. Ludovic with it, plays it forward to Hamill and Graham, who's kind of drifted into midfield with the ball here. Hamilton into Bookert. Bookert could play out wide, but he plays it back to Anderson. Every player apart from their goalkeeper in the Besiktas half here. Ludovic finds Magallanes on the right hand side. He drives forward, swings it over toward Bookert, who heads it, and that's just over the bar. Throw in on our right hand side. Magallanes finds Velasquez, and can we advance with the ball here? Got a lot of the ball, 57% possession in the game, 7 shots to 1. But importantly, we are not ahead in the game. Lambert drives in field with it on his favourite left foot. Well, he hit it, he does, but it's just saved by Selmani in the Besiktas goal. I've changed the mentality to attacking and demanding some more here as we progress through this first half. We've reached it 1-0 down. It's very disappointing, saying go and give the fans their money's worth, but they did not seem to like that, the boys in the change room. We've had 14 shots, but only 3 have been on target, which is very disappointing. Our attacking players seem not to be doing it today, so Bookert can move. Oh, well, we don't have a left-sided midfielder on the pitch, on the bench, I should say. So Lambert can go on the left-hand side. Lukic can come on the right. Alan Graham can come off, and Lucas Miranda can come on for him. And we'll see if that does something for this last half an hour. I'm going to demand some more again from the entire team. You see, we've dominated the half again. Lukic with the corner in, and that's surely a penalty kick. Surely a penalty. He doesn't have to check VAR for that. You wouldn't have thought. Hamilton pushed over in the box. They are checking VAR, but it's an obvious penalty. I could have seen it with my eyes. Lucas Miranda, who's just come on the pitch, will take this penalty kick. Hopefully the striker can finish it. He takes a run up and he goes to the left hand side of the goalkeeper, and it's a great finish. His 5th goal of the season for Lucas Miranda. The keeper nearly got there. He guessed the right way, but not quite. Miranda there in the corner just about, and we're back in this game 1-0 after the penalty from Miranda. Hamill's looking a little bit dead on his feet, so we'll bring on Da Silva for Hamill for the last 10 minutes. We'll demand some more again for these last 10 minutes. Still playing attacking, 23 shots to 5. We've dominated the game, but unfortunately it's still just 1-0 at the moment. This is what I imagine would be our toughest game. Obviously Besiktas the number 1 seed, but we are dominating the game. Hardly with the ball on the left-hand side. What's he going to do? He drives into the box, hits over to Da Silva, and Da Silva scores a goal. The two substitutes scoring. Miranda and Da Silva, the two players that the board signed, remember, for us at the start of this season. Da Silva started this move off, getting challenged by Smith. He ventures into the box, so when Harley eventually finds him, and Da Silva slots it into that bottom corner, and we're up 2-1 now. But there's a highlight straight from the kickoff, which normally means a goal for the team using the ball from this kickoff. We'll see what happens though. Furkan on the right hand side drives forward with it. He's being tracked by Ludovic, and he did get the ball taken off him, and Da Silva comes away with Lambert, and Lambert into Miranda, and Miranda comes forward with it. Lambert's moved forward if he needed to find him, but he plays it back to Velasquez, and Ludovic finds it. Lambert and Da Silva, and Hardley's very far forward on this left-hand side. Can he swing the ball in? He reaches the byline to Miranda, and Lambert, and Edward Lambert with his 8th goal of the season, assisted by Miranda. I think that's a bit kind. It looked like it hit off Miranda and then the defender and then into Lambert, but nonetheless we'll take that, and that's 3-1, and that's a much better scoreline after this dominant performance. Hardly with it here. You see he drives forward, cuts the ball back, Miranda hits it off the defender, and Lambert scoops up the loose ball and into that bottom corner of the goal. It's a fairly open goal for him to score in though, and that's us up 3-1. You see Hardley playing pretty well on that left hand side, so missing Kokavast, are we? Maybe not too much. I just saw the Besiktas have scored a goal there, but it looks like it's going to be blown for offside, is it? I'm not sure. The VAR are checking the goal for offside, and the goal has been disallowed for offside. So as I was talking about how Hardley been playing fairly well, they tried to score a goal from an offside position. Yes, he's well offside, and that's still 3-1. But yeah, Hardley doing not bad in the absence of Kokavas. I think I'll happily take that £25 million if Hardley's going to play like he did today. Hardley with a 7.4 average rating, and most of our players playing pretty well in that second half after we had to make some changes to get some of those goals. 3-1 in that group stage game. A total domination, nearly 60% possession and 20 more shots than Besiktas, and that should set us up well for the game against Aberdeen in the league in a few days' time. Right, so here we are back for the Aberdeen game, and this team is fairly similar to last time, just a few changes in midfield and one at the back. Morris in goal, Hamilton and Anderson at the back. Egan Riley's going to play right back today because Magallanes is a little bit tired. Hardley on the left. The midfield's looking like Yao Francisco, Robbie Button and Da Silva in the middle instead of Velasquez, Ludovic and Hamill. Lambert still on the right, Booker still on the left, and we're going to keep with Alan Graham up front. I'm going to tell you, he's going to score a goal eventually. Just as we're getting into this game, the journalist is asking me, we're unbeaten in 18 matches against Aberdeen. How much of an edge do we think it gives us? Well, psychologically, I'd say it's good, except now that you've just told us that we're 18 unbeaten, what are the odds on us losing this game today? I think fairly high. Let's see what happens. And the first highlight of the game comes from our throw-in. Egan Riley throws it into Lambert, who drives in. Fielderly hits it. He does indeed, but Palmer saves it, and that's gone out for a corner kick. Another throw-in for us here. Egan Riley throws it in again to Lambert. He gets challenged by Devine. Not a foul, and Devine clears the ball away up the line. It comes here to Black. He plays it back to Kennedy, and Kennedy plays it forward toward Black, and it's got in behind the defence. Can we keep this out? Don't give away a foul there. And Tomasevic just over the bar there, and it's a goal kick to come on. That was Aberdeen's first shot of the game. Throw in for us on the left-hand side this time, and Harley will throw it in, and it's cleared away by Bowden, and Ferguson has the ball now, and he comes forward and he plays it toward Black, and it's in behind the defence, and he scored a cracking finish in the top corner there. Kevin Black with his second league goal of the season. What did we say? Seeing that we're 18 unbeaten, what's the odds on us losing this game? Well, we concede a goal early on. Ferguson plays the ball over the top, and just Hamilton stops running, just decides, I'm not going to try and follow Black. Morris tries to not save the ball, instead just kind of turns away from it, and it's 1-0 to Aberdeen early on in this game. Corner kick for us. Da Silva swings it in, and Anderson just about hits that. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it was blocked on the line. Hamilton with it now, and Lambert, and it's swung in toward Booker, and there's an offside flag raised. Half time here, we're going to make a change. We're going to bring off Booker, move Lambert over to the left, and Lukic can come on the right. I'll say show me something different in this second half. And early on, we do have a throw. Hardley throws it to Da Silva and Lambert, and he comes forward with the ball, gets past his man, finds Lukic on the right. It's slid in from Devine. It's a good challenge eventually, and the ball's cleared away. Egan Riley gets it, though, plays it infield to Burton and Da Silva, and Burton again. He plays it out right to Egan Riley, and he's got past his man and drives into the box. And will he swing this in? He gets challenged. Egan Riley into Lukic, and it's a great save from Palmer, the goalkeeper. It's swung back in, and Lukic gets aheaded there. I thought the chance has gone after that amazing save from Palmer, but Lambert swung the ball in, and Lukic got his head on it. You can see here, I thought this was the chance. Lukic hit it. It's a great save from Palmer there, palming it out to the right-hand side. Lambert swings the ball back in though, and Lukic rises above his man and gets that in the corner of the goal, the side net, I should say. We're back at 1-0 here, just a minute into this second half. It's a throw in on the right. Egan Riley throws it into Lukic. He gets the ball back to Jan Francisco and Lukic again. And Lukic being challenged by Van Heck, but he swings it in toward Lambert. Lambert heads it back to Burton, and Burton gets his second goal of the season. Robbie Burton's kind of dropped out this side. Now we've got Velasquez in the team alongside Ludovic. Burton's lost his place, but he's a great finish there from the former Arsenal man. Lukic swings it in. Lambert heads it back, and Burton with a first time finish there right into the roof of the goal, and we're up 2-1 after an hour. We're better in the second half than we are in the first half, aren't we? I think we've seen that from these two games in this episode. Lambert swings the ball in, and it's headed in by Hamilton. There's a third goal. There we go. I can't even give my comments without us scoring goals in the background there. But yeah, our second half certainly appeared to be better than our first, and that's a lovely headed goal from Hamilton there. Lots of attacking players in the box for us. It came over the goalkeeper, and Hamilton just had to head it into the empty goal, and he did indeed. I'm not quite sure what we're looking at here. To check for offside, there's no chances offside. The ball's playing him on. The goalkeeper misses it, and Hamilton scores the headed finish. 3-1, that's better. Egan Riley throws it into Da Silva again. It's in toward Graham. Graham heads it, and he can't get a goal, unfortunately. We've brought on Ludovic on the left wing for Lambert here. The ball's played forward, though, from the Aberdeen goalkeeper, and Tomasevic gets it on the right-hand side. Hardley did not track him back. Hardley's had quite a bad game, a 6.4 rating. But it's 3-1 still. There's another highlight here. A free kick on the edge of the box. Da Silva's going to take it. He swings it in, and oh, that nearly was curled in at the back post there. A lovely effort from him. 10 minutes to go in this game, and we're up 3-1. Da Silva with the free kick swings it toward the back post, and Hamilton... No, is that Hamilton? Anderson? Anderson's name's popped up on the screen, but Hamilton's appeared in the bottom. And it looks like Hamilton's got his second goal of the game. Indeed, he has his second headed goal, almost a carbon copy of the first. The goalkeeper came out, didn't get to it, and Hamilton heads at the back post. In fact, they were queuing up at the back post. Hamilton and Anderson both could have got that there. Again, no chance of offside, but yeah, there was Hamilton and Anderson fighting over that ball, and Hamilton decided he was going to get it. And that's a very emphatic performance in that second half, winning the game 4-1 with 4 second half goals. Unfortunately, none for Alan Graham. He really needs to start scoring. It's getting very disappointing, his performances for us in these last few years. But 4-1 to finish that game against Aberdeen. 2 very nice wins in this episode. And you can see the league table just in front of you there. In fact, more importantly, the results on the left-hand side. Hearts beat Celtic, which means that Celtic have dropped now 5 points behind Rangers. But you can see we are 3 points behind Hearts and Celtic on 10 points, equal points with Motherwell and St Mirren. It's a fairly close league table this season, except from Rangers, who have won every single game so far. But yeah, we're sat there in 4th, winning 3 games, drawn 1 and losing 2 so far this season. Fairly happy with that to begin with. We're looking to push. We'll try and get into that second place and maybe try and catch up with Rangers. Not sure if that's going to happen. There's some very good looking sides in both Celtic and Rangers, but we'll try and get in that top 2. That's the aim. I mean, really we want to win the league, but certainly 3rd position, a minimum top 2 is really what we want. And looking at the schedule, I think we'll try and batter through a few games here just to kind of advance us on a little bit. We had a lot of games at the start of this season. I think we'll come back for another Eurocup 2 group stage game, this time at home to Sheriff Tiraspol there. And then we'll play against Rangers, who look like they could be the team who'll be top of the league when we come to play them for the second time. Remember, they beat us 4-3 the first time round. You never got to see that game, even though it was very exciting. It was in between the 2 Eurocup games. So we'll get to see our game against Rangers the second time round. Hopefully it's just as exciting, but maybe we'll get the result. So the game against Sheriff and the game against Rangers in the next episode. And if you are looking forward to those 2 games in the next video, please do leave a like on this video. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you're new around here and want to watch some more Football Manager 21 content. And until the next one, we'll see you then.